Hey there, Earth signs. I'm making this reading just for you and anyone with Earth dominance in their chart. There's a wonderful thunderstorm rumbling on through right now. I'm burning a little frankincense essential oil and drinking nice pure spring water, so I feel ready to settle into this reading. I will explain the different positions of the cards as I go through. But if you want to jump ahead, because I do start with reading from the books, you're welcome to jump ahead though. Just look for a little timestamp below to get to the intuitive section of the reading. So our first card in the center is representing the will, which is your drive and ambition, kind of the root force that is directing you through this week. And you have the card of excitement. On a prancing, nervous horse, a sagacious figure blows a great horn. The echoes broadcasting like rays across a cloudy sky. Behind an old venerated tower symbolizes past wisdom and achievements. Mercury is totally at home in the sign of Gemini. Here in its natural sign, it describes someone with an excitable, agile, and versatile mind. A personality type found in all kinds of media, teaching, and publicity roles. People with this planet sign combination have an intense curiosity for everything going on around them, and this gives them a sparkling pleasure in life, which is easily communicated to others. Capable of deep, concentrated thought, Mercury Geminis are more likely to spread themselves mentally in order to learn everything about everything. And a holistic approach to taking on information has more appeal to this character than specialties of research in one's subject. This card describes people who show an interest in all forms of communication. The media, travel, and social gatherings. They have a talent for writing and talking and are most probably making a successful career in this area. This placing of Mercury certainly offers a great deal of originality and versatility to express. When this card appears in a reading, it usually indicates that the questioner will benefit from a period of busy, communicative socializing with plenty of short trips related to the question. Negatively, the excitement card can denote constant changing of the mind, a jumping from one decision to the next with equal excitement and enthusiasm that annoys others. Okay, so in your east position, this is representing the element of fire, and we'll be speaking to your passions and your spirituality. From the Dragon Oracle deck, you have White Gold Dragon from Lyra. Connects you to the highest Christ light. Develop your causal chakra. Bathe in the 9th dimensional Christ light. These white gold dragons are attracted to you now because you already carry Christ light in your aura. Ask one to take you to the 9th dimensional pool of Christ energy. Visualize yourself bathing in the pool, which shimmers and swirls with pure love and light. Feel yourself absorbing all you are ready to receive. When you return, continue to feel the white gold light in your aura and practice pure, unconditional love in your daily life. Your aura will radiate the incredibly high frequency of white gold, and the white gold dragon will support you by continuing to pour Christ's light into you. Take time to find a quiet, still place where you can listen to its wisdom and guidance. By the way, this is just a visually beautiful reading. I meant to mention that at first. I really like how the cards are synergizing with one another. Okay, so your south position is representing the element of water, which of course is going to speak to your emotions. The card is from the Power of Hawaiian Wisdom, and you have Hulu representing the theme of illusions. Hulu gently lifts the veil of illusion. The goddess Keona would help people who were lost by sending an iwa bird to guide them out of the forest. Likewise, feathers can help elevate your consciousness so that you can see where you are heading. Feathers reveal that which was, that which is, and that which may be. Feathers remind us to pay close attention to where we came from, where we are, and where we're going. How many times have you heard someone say, "I wish I had more time to spend with my family. I wish I could paint or write or sing or dance or travel," or I wish. Those who spend their lives pining are like the whining Elipaio bird, craving fish while never going fishing. The feather gently reminds you to fulfill your wishes now, for this is the only moment there is. The greatest difference between those who wish and those who do is that wishers wish while the doers do. The feather also reminds you that the division between the material and the spiritual world is an illusion. Feathers provide a way to rise upward into the realm of expanded vision. Allow the feather to fly you high enough for you to see over anything that blocks your vision. Illusions sometimes appear to be real, but it is you who creates reality as you fly above the veil of illusion. Learn to listen to the birds and behold the kaleidoscope of colorful possibilities that surround you. When you see the world from a heightened perspective, like the kapu, you gain the ability to shift the shape your life is taking. Soar with the feather and possibilities become unlimited. Your next position is in the west. It's representing the element of earth, and it's relating to all things that are physical. And we are taking our card from the Dreamtime deck. And this week you have walkabout, bare feet. In some parts of Australia, the term walkabout refers to a rite of passage undertaken by a young male. But for me growing up, the term was used by my elders to describe the connection they had to the land. It was the term they used to explain the meditation, like walks they regularly took through their country. These walks were usually done on bare feet and were very meaningful and were considered an important part of caring for the land they lived on. When we allow ourselves to feel the energy that vibrates up through the earth, we allow ourselves to connect to the ancient energy of this great land. I consider this to be, in some ways, part of our responsibility. If you do not walk the country that you live on and allow it the opportunity to speak, or the chance for your environment to communicate what it needs, then how are you to know what it is that is needed from you? When you draw this card, it is an indication that it's time to get outside and enjoy your natural world. Take your shoes off, and maybe you could clear your local area of any rubbish and be aware of the impact you have on the environment. Walkabout is associated with meaning, full connections, time spent outdoors, and allowing yourself to be conscious of the footprints that you leave behind. And your last card in the north position, representing the air element and everything doing with thought and communication, is Bat from my Aztec theme deck. This card's keywords are trust, intuition, fruitfulness, sweetness, and joy. It may be the cutest representation of a bat ever as well. When bat flies in your life, be prepared for a period of change and transformation to begin. Most of us don't fear change per se. We fear our ability to handle it and land on our feet. We must use our instincts and our intuition like the bat's sonar to guide us through a situation that may appear dark and unknown. For we cannot always trust our eyes. Learn to trust your heart and feelings to guide you. Remember that change is a necessary part of life. One of Bat's gifts for you through this journey will be the sweetness of the fruit he offers you as his traveling companion, and the satisfaction and joy such simple pleasures bring. We tend to overlook the sheer power of joy to help us through times of upheaval. Whether it be gardening, cooking, painting, or spending time with your loved ones, do what you love to do. This will open your heart to receive so much more of the things you dream about, and desire will help you through this important change. While times of testing are rarely easy, they are always valuable and can transform negative patterns and destructive thoughts into newfound abilities and confidence. Okay, beautiful earth signs. Let's see what I've got for you for the intuitive part of this reading. I'm feeling like you have something to say, something to communicate, and you're trying to do it through music. And maybe it's not sounding all that great. Maybe it's really not sounding very musical, and that's why it could just be anything. And it's sounding like anything but music. And you're very passionate about what you're trying to communicate. It has to do a lot with your foundational energy, maybe even your survival instinct. You are kind of split between two realities. There is the sense of something in the background, in the past, that has been built. It's fairly stable, but it just feels maybe a little bit outmoded, and maybe you're just tired of it, and so you're trying to release something as you're still you're kind of in a gallop in this this old environment. Like you're in it, you're charging away, but yet you're looking in a completely opposite direction and really pouring a ton of energy into that direction and trying to just communicate something that feels very light-filled, very energetic, very high frequency, something that you're very excited about. And this new environment may be soft, yet there's something looming, like coming in, like something almost storming that could interfere with, what you're trying to maybe begin again, that you want to be so like bright and ecstatic. I do see that you are feeling rather majestic, almost like marble, like the feel that marble has, and that you're feeling safe, like your spirituality is almost in this, it's preserving the safety of your emotional well-being too, your ability to be in a spiritual light, to have a spiritual essence this week. And it's not necessarily coming from something that's intuitive or psychic. That could be in the backdrop. This is a very high energy that you're in, and it's kind of all consuming for you. But it's absolutely just stunning and feels gorgeous and beautiful. So I would highly advise you to use that energy in your endeavors this week. When I'm looking at your emotional environment, it feels like it's very healthy. There's even maybe a message that is super just fulfilling to see, something that you really adore. And it may be something that's part of something greater that's been in your life but has left. So it's maybe left you something, to keep in communication with you, and you just feel like you're solidly grounded on your emotions. There's really no upheaval. Yeah, it just feels really good, very healthy. Now, in your physical reality, there may be some movement. It may be very, non-mechanical, not really aided by any technology. It's really just you moving through it. And you may not quite know where you're going, but you're just moving, like you're keeping the energy going. You're dealing with anything that is physical. And again, it looks very healthy. You look very stable in this environment. Like there's no glitches. So very, very good feeling there. And then in this communication sector, it's kind of funny. I get this bat is just so adorable. You may be feeling kind of just slightly defensive, but like you don't really care. Like you're looking good as you are in a state of self-protection. You're not overly boisterous. You're not trying to overwhelm your environment, but you are kind of, you're kind of putting on a show a little bit to be like, hey, I'm not super vulnerable. I will defend myself if I need to. But you're certainly not trying to come across as like harsh. I do see you looking very intently at what may be communicating to you or what you may be communicating with. It's definitely a feeling of things are insightful, like you're really been thinking a lot, and through this there are things that there's like a lot, it's almost fantastical, like it's not really happening, but you have a lot of growth in your thoughts, that are kind of larger than life, actually, and are not rooted in reality. And so you may be in a bit of a fantasy land as far as like what you're thinking this week. And we'll see, like maybe these thoughts are part of your reality, your physical reality at some point. But whatever they are, they certainly are idealistic. They certainly are fantastic. So, great job dreaming and being creative. And we'll see if this type of energy comes into being in your readings as the weeks go by in the near future. So that's what I've got for you guys. Thank you for joining me, and please feel free if you want to check out any of my other readings. I have different playlists with different themed readings, and I'm wishing you well, sending you love, and hoping that we can share some more readings again in the near future. You guys take care.